Previously on Dangerous Affair. The golden hues of the Abuja sunset cast an ethereal glow over the apartment as Helen packed away the remnants of a love she could no longer hold on to. Paul stood nearby, his once confident demeanor shattered, pleading for another chance. But Helen's voice, calm yet resolute, cut deeper than any outburst. "I'm not angry, Paul. I'm disappointed. In you, in myself, in the time I wasted believing in something that wasn't real." As she moved toward the door, the weight of finality in every step, Sandra appeared, her smirk igniting a fury Helen could no longer contain. In an instant, the tension exploded. A slap. A shattered bottle. Blood. Chaos. "He's yours now. Take care of him," Helen spat, walking away without looking back. 3 months later, the bustling streets of Lagos unfolded before her, a city teeming with endless possibilities. With Chinyu by her side, Helen knew the road ahead would be tough. But she had survived heartbreak, betrayal, and loss. Now it was time to rise. A new city, a fresh start, and a dangerous affair that was far from over. The plane glided gracefully through the sky, descending into the bustling city of Lagos. Below, the city sprawled with its shimmering lights, chaotic roads, and a palpable energy that never seemed to fade. This was Lagos, a city of dreams, a city of new beginnings. Sandra sat in the car, gazing out of the window as the city unfolded before her. Next to her sat Chinyu, her best friend, her sister in spirit. They had walked the same paths since childhood, through secondary school and university, and now, Chinyu had convinced her to leave Abuja behind. A new chapter awaited, filled with uncertainty, hope, and perhaps, healing. She sighed, resting her head against the cool window. This is it, she thought. A fresh start. The car pulled up in front of Chinyu's apartment, a cozy sanctuary in the middle of the city's chaos. The two women carried their bags inside, laughter echoing between them. Chinyu led her to the room that would be her new home. "Get some rest," Chinyu said with a warm smile. "This weekend I'll show you around, nice restaurants, clubs, the beach, a few other places. Welcome to Lagos. Shine your eyes." Sandra smiled, hugging her friend. But as Chinyu walked away to take a call, Sandra felt the weight of it all. The emotions, the memories, the losses she had left behind in Abuja. Silent tears streamed down her face as she sat on the bed. This was her new reality. Morning came with the chaotic rhythm of Lagos life. Blaring horns, hurried footsteps, and an electric buzz filled the air as the city stretched into motion. Sandra stepped into her new office, nerves tingling. It was the first day of the rest of her life. As she walked in, her eyes met John's. For a fleeting moment, time paused. He sat there, tall and composed, but visibly shaken by her presence. He wasn't sure what it was about her, the way the morning light danced in her eyes or the effortless grace with which she carried herself. But in that instant, something changed. He quickly regained his composure, shaking her extended hand. Sandra's voice echoed in his ears, soft yet confident. "Hello, John. It's great to meet you. I was told I'd be working with you closely." John cleared his throat, forcing himself to focus. "Oh, pardon my manners. It was as though I was struck by lightning." Sandra's brow arched slightly. "I beg your pardon?" He chuckled nervously. "I'm sorry. Welcome. We are really thrilled to have you with us. Please sit." She did, and as they talked, he found himself getting lost in her presence. He studied her, the curve of her lips, the way she twirled a pen between her fingers. He imagined her laughter filling a quiet room, the warmth of her touch, the scent of her perfume lingering on his skin. "John? John, are you okay?" She stood now, concern in her eyes. She reached out and gently tapped his shoulder. He exhaled, embarrassed. "Yes, I'm okay. Just a lot on my mind." "Work stuff?" "Yeah, work stuff. How can I help?" He forced a smile. "It's nothing big. I'll send you some strategy documents before the end of the day. We'll take it from there." Sandra nodded, gathering her things. "Oh, thank you. See you around." As she walked away, John exhaled deeply, watching her disappear down the hall. This was going to be interesting. Later that evening, John leaned against his car, waiting. When Sandra finally emerged, she hesitated before approaching. "You called?" "Yeah, I'm about to leave. Thought I'd drop you off." She glanced at her phone. "I still have a few things to fix. Can you wait 20 minutes? "Sure." As she turned to walk away, something made her pause. She looked back at him, something unspoken in her eyes. Her fingers brushed his arm before she could stop herself. He caught her hand, his grip firm yet gentle. "Goodness, you're stunning," he murmured. "Your boyfriend must be an amazing man." She smiled, a knowing smile, before slipping her hand away and walking off. The ride home was quiet, comfortable. His hand rested on her thigh briefly before he pulled away. She smiled. "Sorry about that. How was work?" he asked. She chuckled softly. "Lagos is the gift that keeps on giving. It's nothing like Abuja." As they reached her place, she turned to him. "Do you want to come in? See where I live?" He hesitated. "No, I need to beat the traffic." She leaned in slightly. "Are you sure? I don't bite." He hesitated for a second longer before killing the engine and stepping out. Inside, she kicked off her shoes and tossed her jacket aside. "What can I offer you?" she asked. "Nothing really. You're new in town. I shouldn't be troubling you." She smirked, walking to the fridge. "I insist." She poured them drinks, played a soft song, and swayed slightly to the rhythm. Then, catching his gaze, she stilled. "Why do you look at me like that?" she asked. He swallowed. "You're a pleasant sight to behold." Silence. The air between them thickened. "I have this crazy urge to kiss you," he admitted. "Then why don't you?" The words hung between them like a promise. He moved closer. She held her breath. Then lips met lips. Soft at first, then deeper. The night unraveled around them in a dance of passion and surrender. Morning came with an empty bed. John was gone. At the office, Sandra stormed into his space. "Why did you disappear?" "I had to run errands for my mother." "You live with her?" "No, but I promised to help." "Didn't want to wake you." Before she could respond, a voice interrupted them. "Baby, you didn't tell me you have a new colleague." Sandra turned. A beautiful woman stood in the doorway, a knowing smile on her lips. "Oh, I didn't?" John said, forcing a chuckle. "Sandra, meet Aisha, my wife." Sandra felt the floor vanish beneath her feet. Aisha extended a hand. "Nice to meet you, Sandra. Welcome to Lagos." Sandra forced a smile, her heart pounding. Aisha continued, "I'd love to have you over for dinner. It's good to make new friends in a new city." Sandra nodded slowly, forcing the lump in her throat down. That sounds lovely." John avoided her gaze, but Sandra knew this was only the beginning of something far more complicated. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more episodes.